Welcome in to this week's episode of Unrolled Stories, a weekly D&D campaign set in the world of Alvoria. We are back with these wonderful humans to roll some dice, attempt some questionable accents, and hopefully tell a decent story. No special announcements at the top, so just as a reminder, if you would rather listen to this in audio-only form, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Episodes go out the Wednesday after they air on YouTube. So feel free to check us out there and ideally leave us a review because it helps us reach other people. And art. The player character art and NPC art is done by Aderyn and Giolini through their Art Venturing Guild on Patreon. And the Chibi battle map art, which is definitely about to be used, was done by WeTheDreamingDesigns on Etsy. So definitely do check them out if you can and support real artists. Forgot to mention, Reimagined Classes. They're in use. Go over to DM's Guild, link below. Not as important as cool art. But I want to get on with the story and get on to murdering all of these lot. So, I think it's time to continue telling our story. Previously, in the town of Bandar, you were confronted by a flock of fey creatures that had seemingly been drawn to the town, each of them in a state of heightened emotion that threatened to boil over. Combat triggered when Ximori tipped that boiling cauldron over, and was ended shortly afterwards when the creatures ran from a overwhelming presence that rolled out across the courtyard. You followed the direction of that presence to the town hall, where you found the entire town that had been missing dancing in a fit of exhaustion to the waltzing violin of Amhrain on the stage. A tense conversation ensued, Amhrain's anger flaring on multiple occasions when threatened by some of you. But through successful negotiations, you managed to get the villagers freed from their predicament and sent on their way, with a proclamation of Amhrain's design. And in a moment of understanding and the presence of Arquen, things changed dramatically, and the course of Amhrain's path was shifted significantly. However, before any agreements and decisions could be made as to each and everyone's paths, you were interrupted by the voice of the Castigator that had been chasing you for days. You stand in the dance hall, the amber light of dusk long forgotten replaced with the cold silver of the full moon. The faint smell of wood smoke wafts through the room as wisps of mist creep along the floor. Arquen, Ximori are on stage with Arquen, a bond of sorts made between them. Lesley, Aderyn and Balrick still cautiously in the centre of the dance floor, and Tauri by the open doors, having previously looked out to see what was going on. In those open doors stands the imposing figure of the Castigator, his lacquered armour glinting like blood in the moonlight and the cold steel of his glaive held in guard. Arrogance and hubris. You are all guilty of harnessing dangerous magics against the people of this holy empire. By the power of the Imperial Seal, you are sentenced to execution. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Woo!
Woo!
Well, I'm starting off strong, so this might be hopeful.
This might be a little bit off, but I just worked out I'm very satisfyingly using the hexes. The room kind of works Pythagoras-wise. 80 by 70 is 100. The diagonal should be 106, and it's 110.
We managed to get Euclidean geometry in D&D. We did it, guys.
Hexes are superior because Pythagoras works here.
25 to 20.
Geometry in D&D before GTA 6.
I am at 21.
Lesley?
20.
20. Unfortunately, Castigator rolled a nat 20.
Whoa!
I rolled a 20. I got a 21.
What did you get?
19.
Tauri.
Did you do 1920? Oh.
Lesley, 20 to 15.
19.
17. Well, I really like second to last. Jesus.
No. What did Arquen and Ximori get?
This is my maybe.
6.
Just keep
My
going down.
maybe.
Okay. Aderyn.
I don't
I
like
got 4.
Yes, they're anti-magic people.
Why not? I know.
Have we got any other maybes?
Well, that's fine. You two are up on the stage anyway. It's natural. The sound takes longer to carry to you. Arquen and Ximori.
Lesley, remember your
Yep,
initiative
I
thing?
know.
Cool. Just making sure.
We had discussed this
Waiting for
literally 2 days
everybody's
ago.
Castigator. He's good against magic.
As the Castigator
So, Lesley's
drops
going
the,
to use-
the glaive down out of guard and prepares to rush forward, Lesley, you are first to react with your Warlock feature.
Warlock.
Warlock? Lesley. He's gonna shout out to Tauri, and he's gonna get slapped for it later, but he's gonna yell out, "Move that beautiful ass!" And he's gonna redeploy her. So Tauri can immediately move 30. Half your movement speed. Sorry, without provoking opportunity attacks. So just let's move.
So 50.
Good, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks because she is technically within reach.
No.
Yep, glaive.
10-foot reach on a glaive, but it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, and Harry moves back. At the top of initiative with an natural 20 is Castigators are here, however, who immediately follows Tauri as their dedicated.
What's his name again?
You don't know this, but it is Castigator Zahir.
Zahir. That's a familiar name.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Literally just never asked.
To be fair, they spent most of the time running. And on their turn is going to start by rushing forward with this glaive towards you, Tauri, and in the motion of it swinging, they drop their other hand down, pull out a small device, like a clay sphere from their belt, and launch it into the room. Crashing just behind, heading straight for your head, Lesley. You duck and it crashes behind you, and there's suddenly a cloud of smoke that begins filling the space. In a 20-foot radius. 5, 10, 15, 20. I don't want that. Sorry. Dush. 5, 10. Doesn't feel big enough. Why can I not use Owlbear Rodeo these days, people?
Because they made it too fancy.
There we go. 5-foot radius and There we go. That radius completely fills with smoke, heavily obscuring everyone up there. None of you... Balrick, you are on the edge of it. The rest of you cannot see what is happening at this point. And then Zahir just brings their glaive around and slashes twice at you, Tauri. One is a 16 to hit, the other is a natural 20.
Okay, I'm going.
Anyone got a silvery ball? Oh no, I can't see anything.
Can't see. I'm going to spend 1 bardic on that 16
Go for it.
for a cut in words.
Okay.
And just yell, "You'll know better than the religious zealots."
Ooh. Okay.
And it's D8. Where's my D8? Doesn't matter. It only brings it down to a 13.
And your
So I
AC
still
is
get hit.
12.
I need to roll a 5 or higher. Yeah, it's
That
low.
sucks. Okay. The normal attack does... Jesus. 15 slashing and 9 thunder.
So 20.
That's the normal.
That was the normal.
27.
24.
24. Get,
did this to us.
just don't worry. I'm down because I have 29. So I'm unconscious.
Because again, rolling very well
You did
immediately, it would have been 25 and 16 thunder.
Well, I'm glad you did the crit. I'm glad the crit came in second.
Crit did come second. That's how I rolled it. As Balrick, you just see Tauri cut down in a blur of steel and collapses to the floor. At which point, Zahir turns around and yells, "Yoki, get up here!" And you see the heavily armored Dragonborn begin to move into the room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he just gets up next to Zahir, but cannot make an attack because they don't have the reach. Yep. That ends Castigator's turn. Next up is Tauri. I need a death saving throw from you, please.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
Keep it safe.
Okay.
What is Tauri thinking about as their life ebbs away?
How?
Ow.
Yeah, ow. But also thinking about how the Empire needs to change, and thinking back to the first time she discovered she had magic.
Which brings us on to Leslie's turn. I'm assuming you didn't roll on that 20. You are allowed to jump in at that point.
I would have said if that happened.
Cool. Leslie, you're up.
So Lesley hasn't heard Tauri's swearing back at him. So can only assume that she's no longer up. So I guess is gonna cautiously move to the front of this cloud.
For the record, just to tell everyone else,
Trying to-
the large object in the center of the room is actually a chandelier, so you can just walk under it perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah, Leslie's gonna try and move forward a bit. I'm gonna bring up the map, sorry. Yeah. Just continuing to tiptoe forward until emerging from the outside of this cloud of smoke, dark, whatever.
Yep.
And I guess we're gonna see Tauri's just swiveling on the floor, cash. Yeah, well, not much to do. Leslie's going for it. Leslie's gonna go forward. Feeling this is a foolish thing to do. Toe to toe. And we're gonna do 2 attacks first.
I'm assuming against
sort
it
of
here.
just
Yeah.
come down.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I guess here.
Alright.
What was the other guy called?
Yoki.
I'll be back at the top. Yeah.
Yoki. And Yakult. Sorry. Attacks. So, normal rolls. First attack, 18.
18. You come swinging in as Zahir is going to jab their glaive into Tauri. They spot you out the corner of their eye and spin their blade up to block you with the haft. You're certain that hit would have hit, but as a reaction, just deflects it away, and in that movement, rams the butt of the glaive into your stomach, winding you. You have disadvantage on your next attack.
Broken.
Kinda sucks if I'm being honest. Disadvantage. That's a 13. Does it?
13 doesn't hit.
Does it
Nimble
do shit?
footwork just slides out the way of your winded blow. Still have your bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action second attack for this. I just want to get something. I want to work out something.
Yeah, this isn't
Can we
a
stab him?
disadvantage.
Is he stabbable?
It was just that second attack.
It was just that one.
So you're now
Yeah,
fine.
okay. Normal roll. Let's go. 21.
21 does hit?
Does it? It does hit.
Yes.
Okay, it does 6 plus 1. 7.
7 points
stabbing.
damage.
It does. He looks like he takes 7 points of.
He does look like he takes 7
reaction-
points of damage.
Yeah. Okay.
As yeah,
Good.
you just
Good.
catch a section of the armor and it like chips away and just like spins around, starts focusing on you. Tauri ignored for the moment.
Completely fair. All right. Cool. That's my turn.
Ending your turn, it is Aderyn, your turn. You're coughing and spluttering in the smoke. Lesley has run off. You heard them running away. What do you want to do?
I'm so sick. I'd like to give this establishment 2 stars because the air pollution in here. No.
No smokers.
She's gonna like wave her hands around while coughing and move forward. So she's gonna move. How far can I move? It's how many of the fancy
You can move
hexagons?
6.
Each hex
If
is
you
fine.
go into there's a measure,
So
you can move that far. Can you see? Can you see my thing, Sarah?
yeah, she's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can move 3 actually right now. 4.
That's not 4. That's 5. I counted 5.
And yeah, I think you went forward and then back.
Oh.
Oh no, I think you started there actually.
Anyways.
Yeah, 25.
And she's gonna, as she comes out of the smoke and the jazz, she's gonna see Tauri on the floor, so she's gonna turn to the Castigator, very, very angry.
Mhm.
Does she, from the last time that we encountered the Castigators and like semi-confronted them, does she remember if there was any resistances that the Castigator had? Because I remember her trying to do something to the Castigator.
I don't know. What do you remember?
Like a magic.
I remember it not working, but I don't know if it was because I rolled badly.
You know they are practiced mage hunters. That is the information you have at hand.
Yeah, they're probably very good at everything. Well, it's okay. She's not really going to think too hard about this because she's angry. So she's going to pass out her magic at the Castigator. She's going to try to send some lightning with a witch bolt.
6, so that's just an attack roll from you, isn't it?
That's just a roll from me. That's just me doing a ranged attack.
Go for it.
So
Balrick, you're on deck.
Okay.
Amazing.
22.
22 does hit.
Excellent. And okay, so she's upcasting this, so it's gonna be 7. So it's gonna be 2d12, but also she's gonna try and use one of her meta magics. So she's going to use. One sec, my laptop is dying. Where's my laptop charger? Sorry, I'm so chaotic today. That's fine.
In character.
Embracing the characters. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do a forceful spell because she really wants to push this little dick back a few pegs.
Go for it.
So, been casting a spell, blah 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 blah. So, one of my channeling die,
A D6.
which is D6, yeah. Okay. So that is a 3, which is exactly the mana that I'm doing.
Perfect.
So that's perfect. So it goes off.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna roll the damage now, but he is also gonna get pushed back 15 feet.
That pushes
No
him
save.
into
Straight
the other
just
guy.
works. Sick.
Yeah. He's just pushed.
That pushes
Yeah.
him into the Dragonborn.
Didn't have pissed me off. He's hurting my friend.
Give me the damage, and then we'll
that
resolve
is
the push, because as Chris says.
So 8 plus 11. Someone do the math.
19.
19.
19. 19 lightning. So don't add anything, right? And no modifiers or anything.
No, but you just see this
Yeah.
bolt of, purple lightning?
Yeah, it's proper purple, like with bits of black and blue in it.
Ooh, nice. This arcing across Tauri's unconscious body, and then striking into the metallic armor that Zahir is wearing. You just see, like, the muscles spasm as lock up, stopping them swinging a blow towards Lesley. And then in that muscle spasm, their muscles like lock up and launch them 15 feet across the room. I'm going to give a dex save to the Dragonborn next to them.
I'm
Above 10.
palpatining this shit. I'm like,
So the guy with the shield does
that.
see that happen and like dodge out the way to avoid being knocked prone. So Zahir just goes 5,
Okay.
10, 15 across the room away from Tauri's body, giving Tauri potentially some space to avoid being stabbed. Excellent. Anything else you want to do?
I'm just gonna take a. No, I can't move anymore. No, I'm just gonna stay there. I'm just gonna be like, she's keeping that connection up, so she's keeping that lightning.
Yeah, that tether is still
On.
there. Cool. Balrick, you're up.
Cool. I am going to be able to get between them. So Derek's going to get there, protect Tauri. He's going to get between that guy and Tauri, but that's not my bonus action. Again, focus on the Castigator. I think that's it. We're in agreement on that. I'm going to aim at the Castigator. I'm going to move a little bit more to the side. And I'm going to Hunter's Quarry the Castigator. And focus on them. And then just attack twice.
Go for it.
First hit is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Second hit is a 17.
Is their armor class that hits?
Okay. Whew. All right. So, and I'm going to use Dex reaction to elementalize this.
Got it.
Derek is still in cold form. So 2d8 and 2d6. Do you need elemental sub-separating?
No, it's fine.
$13 from the first attack. For 18 from the second attack.
Nice.
31.
That is a lot of damage you guys have done so far. But he's still looking fairly beaten up, and now like a snarl is spreading across his face as these arrows hit him in the shoulders, and he just like turns to address you, Balrick, and just lets the glaive drop a little bit to its full reach. That ends your turn.
That does. That's everything I've got.
Cool.
Actually, I might Homer Simpson style slowly back away into the fog.
Go for it.
To kind of obscure where I am.
Cool. It is now the hunter's turn, who will step in. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll use a bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They run up the stairs and are now at the balcony, looking down at all of you, throw their crossbow on top and begin to take aim. Can't see Balrick, but does know what Aderyn is doing, and so is going to take 2 shots at Aderyn to attempt to break their concentration.
Okay.
14 and a 22.
That's so funny. They both hit, but I'm gonna use a reaction to shield.
So only one hits.
That's one of them, so
Cool.
yeah.
He doesn't get sneak attack. So that's 9 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Let me just pick it up. Constitution.
Yes, please.
$19.
19. You feel a piece, some poison on the arrow bolt as it sinks into you, begin to hit your blood stream, but you just tense up and are unaffected by it. I do need you to make me a concentration check for Witch Bolt, DC 10.
Yeah, that was 9 damage, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a concentration check now. What's the concentration check?
It's Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Another one.
Yep.
That's only a 10.
That is enough. That keeps Witch Bolt up just about.
Yes, me to beat it.
So Witch Bolt stays up. Next up is the Protector, who is going to shift 5 feet. You see them like spot the dragon, and Lesley and Aderyn is the only ones who can actually see at this point. Very noticeably, he deliberately steps around the dragon to not attack them, and then swings and then just starts whirling up this flail to whack Lesley.
As a free action, can we say something about that?
Yeah.
He likes. Imagine I'm doing an accent. He likes Derek.
Gonna make. Gonna make a single attack against you, Lesley. That is a 17 to hit you.
What?
17.
Okay. Yes, that does hit.
Cool. So he like whirls this thing up and then cracks you across the head with it, and you actually feel like it hit once, and then something inside the flail rams you a second time, and you get your bell rung. I need you to make your Constitution saving throw, please. You take 9 bludgeoning damage.
I take 9 off the bat.
Yeah.
23.
23 is enough. You manage to shake off the concussion and like maintain your senses and draw your blades. At which point, no, he'll stay there. That's fine. Arquen, you're up. Ximori on deck.
Oh my god, I'm actually... right. So Arquen will, having dropped his sword previously, use his free object interaction to pick it back up off the floor.
Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Around him to his arm.
You are currently in heavily obscured smoke. You've got to find your blade where you put it.
11. Unnatural 20.
That's fine.
I presumably can see a little like a burning glow through the where Amhrain is standing.
Yeah, it's a faint glow within the smoke, so you know where Amhrain is.
Like someone lighting a cigarette in the fog.
Yeah.
And I think what he'll do is sort of salute Amhrain and just like draw swords with me and run off into the fog and fall over the fall off
Make
the
an acrobatics
stage.
check.
It's a 10.
You lose 5 feet of movement stumbling off the stage, but that you don't fall prone or anything.
I lose my movement.
funny?
No, you lose 5 feet. That's all. Just 5.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, Jesus. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And the sounds outside the smoke don't sound good. So he is going to use his action to dash.
Cool.
So 35, 40 can now see that there is 45, 50. We'll get in between the crossbowman and my god, it's been so long. Aderyn. And we'll use 15 of his lay on hands to revive Tauri.
Wonderful.
Just sort of interposing himself between himself and the crossbow.
Yeah, so you just...
that.
Aderyn, you just see coming, sprinting out of the fog, this bronze armor catching the firelight, slides down on one knee and just like touches Tauri. There's like faint green light with almost like sparks of embers almost attached to it, just settle on Tauri. You see Tauri breathe in, and then Arquen just brings back up into full guard, shield up, protecting you from the crossbow shots.
Yeah.
So cool.
Just, sort of slams his sword against his shield, like shouts at something in Sylvan,
Ximori,
a battle cry of some description, and that is my full turn. Oh, before he leaves, he would like to shout to Ximori, Ximori! Don't let any of them leave!
Okay.
Ximori, it's your turn.
Covered in smoke. Yeah. I am absolutely drowning in smoke. And the last I heard was... I mean, I didn't really hear much. There was just a sudden clanging and slashing and thunder. Needless to say, I'm going to get a bit angry. Go a bit ragey. Hang on. Ximori. See, I'm going to go into a rage, and I think the tail for this particular occasion, as I flip the catches on my axes, bring them out, the long bone tail snakes its way out of the coat and just lashes behind me. I am going to be a little bit different, because I remember there was a balcony.
There are balconies running on either side of this room, yeah.
I would like to use my 45 feet of movement, my climb speed, to go up that back wall, because it's the nearest solid thing that I know.
Okay.
And just, like, hideously, not quite spider climb, because I'm using the axes as, like, handles.
Yeah.
And make my way over to the top of this balcony.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You've got 40 or 45?
45.
45. That is 45 to get there, along with having to climb up a wall and around.
Yeah. That's my bonus action, that's my movement, and I can see this prick who is very far away from me. 50 feet, that's still doable for an axe, so for my action, I'm going to take my 2 axes and lob them at disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage. I'll
go reckless. I'll go reckless to get it back to a straight roll.
Yep, cool.
I think it's pretty reckless throwing the 2 axes I currently have in my hands. 18.
Does hit.
And
I missed
24.
24. That hits as well.
24. So is that 2 hits?
Yep.
Sweet. 16 points of slashing on the first. And second one's not quite as good. 11 points of slashing on the second.
On the first one, you see them. They hear the thump of you landing on the balcony, spin to turn, and like dodge out the way of one of the axes. And instead of like hitting it square in the chest, just grazes a shoulder. It's a uncanny dodge. And then the second one hits them as well. What was the second one? Sorry.
The second one was 11.
11. Thank you. Yeah.
Did anyone else hear dodge then? Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
Cool. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I'm just gonna point at them, reach into my coat and pull out another axe.
Cool. They bring their crossbow up in preparation. Now it is...
He's thrown both his axes. Thank God he doesn't have any more. Oh no!
Throw open my coat to reveal the 12 other axes.
You're like one of those watch salesmen with just axes instead, like different kinds. Would you like one with an obsidian head, with a copper head?
5, 10.
Oh, copper.
This dwarf covered in tattoos, wearing like this vestment studded with black gemstones, walks partway into the room, and you see them fumble around and pull out a metal ball with a number of small kind of like inscriptions placed on it. And you hear something rattling inside, and they just huck it into the center of the room. And all of you...
Metal ball?
Yeah.
It is just a metal ball. It just like...
Ooh. All of you, including Balrick, only Ximori is exempt from this. I need to make Constitution saving throws. As this thing echoes out, and there is suddenly a thunderous cacophony that threatens to burst your eardrums.
What are my stats?
I don't know what that's
That's not good.
Constitution.
Constitution.
11.
What is a character sheet?
19. I'm rolling really well today.
I got
Yeah.
10.
19.
Going around the room. Aderyn,
19.
10 thunder damage. Arquen,
19 as well.
10 thunder damage. Tauri,
14.
14. 10 thunder damage. Lesley,
What damage you cut out?
10. I missed that. Lesley, sorry.
It was a nat 1.
21 thunder damage to Lesley. Balrick, you and Dak. 10 is...
That gets less.
Okay, 21 thunder damage to both of you. And...
Do I need to do a concentration?
yes, you do.
Well,
DC
yeah.
10 again.
You need to beat a 10.
10.
Which bolt stays up. However,
Just about.
I think with this book.
However, at that point, after your ears start ringing, silence suddenly settles all around you, and that area is now under the effect of a silence spell until for 1 round. So any spells with verbal components won't work. You can't say anything to each other. Silence area at that point.
Oh no.
And then this guy will continue forward a little bit more. Oops. 10, 15, 20 to get there. Yes. Excellent. That ends his turn. We're now back to the top, which is the Castigator's turn. He now knows you can cast spells. And is not going to let that stand with his 35 movement speed.
Is that not why he was after us in the first place?
He knew Tauri could... Yeah, exactly.
He was
But
after
now the
Tauri.
old woman that was in disguise just cast a
Old
lightning
woman.
bolt at him.
There was no point in
Did she
you.
become more sexy doing it though?
Do you shed the disguise? Do you like
30.
Oh no, I'm still. I'm going full Sith mode.
Darth Sidious?
I'm
Oh, okay.
unlimited power.
Oh, he can't avoid being in combat with Arquen. Well placed.
Yes.
Well placed. However, he is going to unleash 3 attacks on Aderyn.
That's rude.
That is, honestly.
I want to refund.
Bryn, just FYI, remind me next time you cast a spell. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
3 attacks on you, Aderyn.
Okay, hurt me.
Ooh, not great. 1 is a 14. 1 is a 25.
Yeah.
And 1 is a 17.
Okay, well, I'm gonna,
Or you'll die.
20 something, that's so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna reaction, shield one of them.
Okay, it's only 2 hits.
I mean, this might kill me anyway, so. Yeah.
What?
It's still gonna hurt, isn't it?
Not a lot of damage. 12 slashing and 4 thunder for 16. Concentration check, please.
Wait, what's that total?
12 plus 4 is 16.
What's 19 minus that?
3.
What? 19 minus that?
And minus 16?
Oh.
3.
What? No.
What?
19 plus that.
Plus that?
Yeah.
34. 35.
Okay, I'm down.
What'd you confuse?
Okay, Witch Bolt fails. Second attack has already hit. Slams into the... Before she's even hit the floor, the first strike just sends her down. The second strike catches her on the way down and leaves this massive gash in Aderyn. A large pool of blood is now spreading across the floor as you take 2 death save failures.
Okay.
But shield did block 1, otherwise you would be dead.
Okay.
Yay.
7 2 fails.
Oh wait, were there 3 attacks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
He used one of his attacks previously to throw the smoke bomb. He is then going to shout across to Yokir to take down that mage, because he is aware that Tauri is up and breathing.
Isn't he in the silence?
You know what? I'll tell you what, Chris. Roll me a d20.
I mean, I'm just saying, if me and Derek are in the silence...
He's on the edge of
If
it.
me and Derek are in the... me and Derek are in the silence, we're the exact same amount.
Yeah, it's whether he can do this on the run. I'm giving you a luck check. Do you want to roll above a 10? And I'll say he's in the silence.
Do you want me to roll? Or...
Yeah, I want you to roll. You want this?
Above a 10. That's a 10. Does that count?
I will give you that. I will choose in favour of the players like a death save. He is in the silence. He goes to issue command and can feel the silence around him. So instead, you see him use the momentum of the glaive to bring it into a single hand, and he draws out a needle-pointed dagger made out of the same black gemstone that you can see on the dwarf, and is going to... Yeah, jam it into you, Arquen. That's cocked. Ooh, not very high. 17.
What's this guy doing?
Does not hit.
Does not hit. As he goes to, you bring your shield around in time and block it out of the way. Yeah, you know what? No, we're not there yet. It's fine. That ends his turn. Tauri, you're up. You are conscious.
Yes. I will stand.
Using 15 feet of movement.
And then I am just going to 1, 2, 3. And do I have... And then I will use a potion of healing.
Okay.
As a full action, because...
Full action? Sure. So an extra 10 points of healing.
Because everything uses verbal shit.
Even the healing potion.
Yeah.
You have to
well,
make the glug 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 noise, or you
That's
can't.
alright.
It doesn't count.
Technically, hypnotic pattern does.
What do you want to do?
Each creature will include all of my allies, won't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless it's each creature you designate.
No, it says each creature in the area who sees the pattern.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
that
each
would affect
hypnotic pattern includes allies.
No, I'd rather have the hit points right now, frankly, because that hurt.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I can do.
Cool. Sorry, I'm
Right
just finding. Aderyn is currently unconscious. Cool. Nothing else on your turn. Lesley, you're up. Aderyn, you're on deck.
And Amhrain has done nothing.
Nope.
Dang. Dang. Oh, Aderyn! I feel like all of those little remarks that that Aderyn will be making, like, ha, I got you, bitch, or like, take that, zap zap, motherfucker, these sort of remarks that she would definitely be saying. She has just been pouring constantly into Leslie's mind this whole time, and for the first time in quite a while, Lesley just can't hear her, and he's just like, because now it's actually silent, right? Like fully silent.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, fuck. Leslie's looking really not great. Right? Won't lie. So were I to be able to get over to Aderyn, could I feed her a healing potion? Drip, drip.
It would take your action, but yes, you can.
It would take my action. Okay. Cool. So I think I'm going to use my... Is it fast? Nope, it's not fast. Grim Determination?
Yep.
To bonus action regain half of the amount of damage I took since the end of my last turn, which was 30 fucking hit points.
So you regain 15.
So...
Great, mate.
Which is better than nothing. We're gonna try and sidestep away from this Yakult man.
Okay. He will take an attack of opportunity on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's cocked. Got too many dice in my tray. I don't think that hits you. No, 14 doesn't hit. Karen.
Let's say it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Unless he's gonna away as he runs towards Aderyn, and we'll just fumble and try and find something. He definitely has a potion of healing. I think that's it though.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2.
Crack on, Aderyn.
How much healing does Aderyn get?
Oh, sorry, I was going to let her roll that, but I will be responsible. I don't like that. 5.
5 points of healing. She is now conscious.
Splashed all over her face.
That ends Leslie's turn, unless you have a bonus action.
Already used it.
Cool. So, Aderyn, you're up. Bulwark on deck.
Ooh, good timing. You are in silence currently, so you have to move to get out of the silence.
I'm in silence.
Yeah, so blue ring is silence.
I see. What is?
Yeah. Important question.
Yeah.
Did to put down his glaive?
Did the castigator
In his other
put down his glaive?
I was just checking he wouldn't have been able to make
Switch
an attack
off
of
him.
opportunity against me from where I was.
He's not wielding it in both hands at the moment.
I think it's unreasonable to have him make an attack of opportunity through 2 party members to get to you.
I have to get up.
And
So I have to get up to cast.
Technically, you will.
Aderyn's gonna open her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna.
Aderyn's gonna open her eyes, and she's gonna like just turn, like she's not even gonna move. She's just gonna like turn, like move her eyes so that she's looking at the castigator, who's like right next to us. It's not hard. And she's gonna, without getting up, she's just gonna cast Hold Person on him.
Okay.
Oh, what's that? There's silence? There's silence? Fuck silence. I cast Subtle Spell.
Fuck yes.
I don't need to speak.
Just with looking, it's a
Just to be
paralyzing.
Looking at
clear,
him.
what are the components of Hold Person?
Yeah, let's.
I just need
run
to
this
know.
past
Does it have
the
somatic
facts.
components?
Verbal, somatic, and material.
As you go, oh wait, subtle spell means you don't need to use somatic components as well, doesn't it?
No, she just needs to be holding her
Okay.
stance.
Okay,
She's holding her
there are a lot
stance.
of moving parts in this because you need to see whether you can successfully get the subtle spell off first. So let's roll the channeling die first.
Okay. That is a 2 on the dice.
Whole person is a 2 level.
Whole person is level 2, so it's fine. It goes off.
Is it on spell or is it on mana points?
Is it mana or?
It's mana.
Oh,
And
nothing.
mana of a
Oh,
second
wait,
level
no.
is a third
My whole
level
person is
spell.
3. No.
So,
But
it's your
can
choice.
I?
What?
I'm gonna expend the
You're gonna lose a hit die.
die. The hit die.
You just see like some like blood vessel burst in Aderyn's head as she forces the power through, meaning that Hold Person does roll, which means he cannot use his reaction because you don't have any somatic components to let him know that you're casting a spell. Fucking brilliant. Which means it is a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He can react to
Leave
undo
the
it.
stupid.
I thought he had like
Yeah.
a magic resistance.
It is.
Please have
I was
no wisdom.
expecting him to do it to me when I.
That is, however, a 19 on the save.
Ah,
Have you got inspiration or
Question.
something?
you.
Can I do
Oh.
in words? Because it never says that they have to be able to hear you.
I'm gonna say no. unless
Oh.
is one of your
Cutting finger wag.
is one of your languages sign language?
I mean, no.
Then
But I'm sure just doing this.
give me the wording
Can
and
I-
cutting
can
words.
It doesn't say.
As
It
a
doesn't say anything.
reaction,
Oh no, it does say.
creature that's not immune to being charmed, you can
It
see
says-
within 60 foot, makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll. You can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration,
You-
and roll the die and subtract the number from the creature's roll.
Did you list
You can
saving
do
throw?
The
so.
creature is
After-
immune. Mm.
After the roll, but before knowing the result.
Yeah.
The creature is immune if it
can't
can't
hear
hear you, or it is immune to being charmed.
Oh, it doesn't say that in my one.
Are you in 2024? Maybe 2024 is different.
No, I'm looking. I've got the legacy stuff.
Legacy, it says immune if it can't hear you.
Could I use
Reading the
my
version
inspiration
of it.
to make you re-roll? Is that a thing?
I will also say
Why?
on the exact wording of
That's
cutting
alright.
words, you cannot use it on a saving throw. Attack roll, ability check, or damage roll, not a save.
Oh, you are
Can we
correct.
use Can we
Oh,
use
no, I know,
inspiration?
that's fine. Yeah, you're right.
Inspirations are not.
Make him.
Can I use this?
I'm afraid not.
That's
That is
really
a success on Hold Person. He feels it take it, and he's now like aware, but he's also consciously aware. He's quite surrounded at this point. Do you want to do anything else on your turn?
Boo.
So sad, Sally.
No, I can't
cool.
do anything
That
else.
was really cool.
Okay,
Guess
stay
it's just
there.
a spoil spot.
His minions aren't doing much.
It's like he doesn't want us to kill his big bad.
Balrick, your turn.
Alright. Can I retroactively have, when the grenade went off, done my stun's endurance? It doesn't change anything, it just means I took less damage.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yep. 1d12. What's that? Nice. 10 plus 3, 13. Solid. And then I'm inside. Suddenly everything goes silent. There's smoke in the air. I'm going to pop back out of the smoke. See Aderyn on the floor. Oh no.
Wait, can I just ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Does that mean that my hit points reduced as well?
And choose to reduce your hit point maximum by the level of the spell until you finish the long rest and flow. Your hit points are just your hit point maximum, I assume. Gethin, when she fails her channeling, is a hit point reduced, so just the maximum.
I was on mute. It's just the maximum. It does not reduce your hit points in any way. If you were at full hit points, it would reduce them because you would still be capped. But if you're below it, it's fine.
Okay.
And then what to do? Ooh, 8 seconds. It does. It's only verbal. Never mind. Can I signal for I don't have sign language, but can I gesture to Dirk to do things to command him?
I think that's reasonable.
Nice.
You've got a bond. I'm not going to take away a class
kind of
feature like
thing.
that. That's harsh.
Sure.
But for him and Derek, they have that sign language thing.
Yeah.
The striker, go.
Well trained. Yeah, go for it, Chris.
You'll willfully roll over a 19 for a whole put. No.
Yes, I have power over my dice. You want to fucking talk?
Can't believe you
get
get
Dirk to move to attack the guy that is near. Oh, actually, before I do anything, how tall is the room? It's got a balcony. I'm never
Yeah, so the room's probably about 20 to 30 feet tall, with the balcony about 10, 15 feet up.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to catch and throw the chandelier on her.
Someone could try it from the balcony, maybe.
Yeah. I want to do fun things, but I think there's not much fun to do. I just think I need to shoot.
What are we doing, Chris?
I'm gonna, seeing I'm in the silence, I might move back. I can get Dex to attack that guy. Castigator needs to die, so I'm just gonna gesture for Dex to stay where he is, and I'm gonna move back outwards. Overdone, I've gone. Yeah, 25. And then I'm gonna Zephyr Strike, and immediately use the action of it to get advantage on my attack.
Nice.
Do extra damage. Yeah, advantage. And that's a nat 20.
Fuck yeah!
19 on the first dice, that was nice. It was a 19 on the first dice, and I was like, nice, and then it's nat 20. So,
let's go.
That's an extra d8 as per Zephyr Strike. That is an extra d6. I'm going to use Dex reaction. I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
But I was going to. Can I use that afterwards, or do I need to declare that?
No, it's a reaction to hitting with an attack, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to use Dex to add another d6, and then it is. So that's 2d6, and then it is.
D8 for the bow?
D8, yeah.
2d8, 2d6,
2d6,
doubles.
48.
48, 4d6.
And Hunter's Quarry?
That's already in.
Yeah, so that's the 8d6s. So 2d8 from bow, 2d8 from bow and Zephyr
48.
Strike. So 48 total. 2d6 from Dirk and Hunter's Quarry, so that's 46. So 5.
Let's go.
8 is 13. Add 8 is 21. Add 9 is 30 plus 6. 36.
You see this arrow. You see the Castigator momentarily like be taken down to one knee by this blow, and like blood starts leaking out of this cracked armor. He just like stands back up, levers himself up by the glaive, and just starts getting back into position as he is now bloodied.
Because everyone's in silence and no one can hear anything, Balrick does say to himself, no one's taking more family away from me. But no one hears it. No one hears it.
Oh,
Ximori, roll a perception check.
so Amhrain can hear it.
Amhrain inside the room. Balrick doesn't realise I can hear. Another one.
What was that, Ximori, sorry?
14.
14, no, you don't hear it.
And then the next attack is a 3. So a 3 plus stuff doesn't hit.
Yeah, the second shot. You fire the second shot in quick succession, which means when he gets taken down by the critical hit, it goes over his head.
Yeah. So I went 25. So I got again extra 30 feet of movement. So I'm gonna start moving towards the stairs to get the guy that's upstairs. So I'm gonna go there.
How many? Oh, Zephyr Strike gives you so much movement. Never mind.
Strike gives an extra 30.
All of you see this. You see the two that are nearby. Their eyes go wide, seeing the Castigator this wounded, and they just a pure aggression sets on their face, and they just ready to swing in with attacks. As they all now have advantage on attacks because the Castigator is bloodied.
No.
And
I'll shout at them, come get me.
The hunter's turn. Okay. Since you said that, Chris.
He's got the scary barbarian on the thing. He wouldn't ignore the scary barbarian.
Which literally just fucking skittered up a wall towards him.
Creepy eldritch horror barbarian.
And then threw 2 axes at him.
Needs to be tactical in some way.
When the spider throwing 2 axes.
Okay, this is what he's going to do. Aderyn's still on the floor. He's going to take a shot at Arquen, who has dared to attack, dared to heal.
No, I haven't. Oh, good.
Healing.
Okay, yeah.
I just need to check one quick thing.
I'm
too far away.
He's not finishing yet.
So just a straight roll. Does an 18 hit you, Arquen?
It doesn't.
What's your armor class?
19.
Ow!
Shield, chainmail, and defense.
Okay.
Naya started on a 19 as well.
In that case, he's going to fire at you again.
Ah, damn it.
Natural 20. This is what happens to people with high armor class against me. I'm sorry. He does get sneak attack because you are within 5 feet of Zahir. So it's all gonna be, and I need you to make a Constitution save, which I do expect you to make. So that's be fine.
15.
Yeah, you're fine on the Constitution save. 18.
I've just lost all of my health.
40 points of damage.
How many?
40.
You're fine. You're fine. It's all fine.
You're still up? Good.
These guys are going to give up once the Castigator's dead, so...
There is then going to... He saw Ximori you move quite quick, so he is going to back up like to the corner of the stairwell, conscious that Balrick is down there, and just kind of like hunker slightly to get a little bit of cover, but he is feeling a little pinned. That ends his turn. It is now the Protector's turn, who will shift around.
Arquen has a crossbow bolt just like all the way through his neck. And it's just like.
Is going to take the attack of opportunity from Derek.
Okay. Derek has used his. Oh no! Does Derek go? Derek goes after me, so it does have his reaction back.
You're lucky I'm nice.
That's a 12 slow. Goes after me, and on the first round of combat, I used his reaction. Then it was his turn. Fine. It's all fine.
And he's going to make 2 attacks against you, Arquen.
18.
18 would hit. Oh, actually, does it? Hold on. No, 18 does not hit, as the shield blocks it on the way through. He also has an armor class of 19.
Oh. Damn.
That is a 24 to hit you, Arquen.
Yeah.
And another nat 20.
Just fucking kill me, bro.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so then
Hang on.
Hardy go to a TPK.
So, how much damage does the first hit do?
The first hit does 9 bludgeoning damage.
9.
9.
Cool.
Still up. The second attack does, I maxed on a crit, 19
72.
bludgeoning damage.
Doesn't matter because out of the first hit, like cleaves in my helmet, like the second one just, and you hear like a real crack as his head goes like, and he goes back to 1 hit point.
Sick.
Yeah, the first.
And I also
blood thing.
And I also need
Don't
you.
say you
Fuck
got
me.
murdered.
What am I do need you to make me an athletics check. As following that up, seeing you're still standing is going to ram the shield into
20.
you. Total of?
Total of 27.
Just enough. I also rolled a nat 20, but he only gets 26.
Stop it! Stop it!
All he was trying to do was essentially try to shove you back 5 feet and take your space. That was all it was going to be anyway.
Yeah.
But you successfully dig your heel in, meet shield with shield, and hold your space. And it is now your turn.
Crying out loud, man! You're trying to tell a story.
That story is a TPK.
That story is you fucked with the wrong people. But it's your turn, Arquen, with Ximori on deck. Actually, I briefly forgot some things that should have happened at the start of Aderyn's turn. Aderyn, I do need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, and Tauri, you would have had to as well. This should have happened retroactively, but I won't.
15.
15? That's a success. Tauri?
Constitution 8.
I'm rolling
8.
so well today. It's such fun.
Tauri, how many hit points do you have? Oh, you had 15.
Right
You're
now.
fine. You took 10 psychic damage as you ran away, as you felt this oppressive aura of painful to spellcasters emanating from the dwarf. That's fine. Technically, Arquen, I need you to make it as well, because you are a spellcaster.
Well, what was it? Wisdom save?
Constitution.
Oh, Constitution. 19.
You're fine. Carry on.
Fantastic. Realizing his time is a little bit up in this mortal plane, he will look back to where Amhrain is standing, fully aware that he can't actually see where Amhrain is, but thinks that Amhrain can see him. Raise his sword and just turn to try and behead the Castigator.
Go for it.
First attack. Natural 20.
You can't have a go at me.
Well, come on. Come on now.
I mean, this was like your, 4th, 5th natural 20 session?
Hugh's rolled 3.
No, yeah.
You have.
I will use my bonus action as I hit him. Do a second level smite.
Drop.
I am well aware that opens him up to using a reaction against me.
He will
smite a spell?
indeed. Smite is a spell because he's using 24.
Specifically, it is after I hit him. A spell.
Sorry to be that guy, but smite verbal.
That's a good question.
It is indeed. So, damn it! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Good news is though you stay up.
Sorry.
Good news is you stay up.
You know what? I'm here for the drama. I'll let you smite on this one occasion. As coming out of the fog, embers reach out and grab onto your blade as you strike.
Yay!
One time.
I was gonna try.
It's too cool.
I was gonna try and negotiate for maybe
cool.
I can push the other guy to move into his space. All right. Oh. Okay. Right, maths. My one weakness. 14 plus 22, 25, 29 points of damage.
Okay. Sorry, let me...
Wait, no, hang on. I'm rolling the... Oh, fucking hell. Hang on. I need to roll... It's 3... I need to roll D8. Because I did it at second level.
Sure.
For another 15 points of damage.
So...
47? 48?
No, it was 29.
No, 40. No, what am I doing?
44?
29 plus 15, 44.
Yes. 44.
Just...
Cool. Yeah. Burn marks go up the Castigator's face on this hit. He does return fire with a 19 to hit you exactly. 11 on the die. Actually, ironically, he doesn't even need to do this, but he will. Because you would have, in the act of casting that smite, taken 2d4 psychic damage. As the lingering effect of his glaive just blows into your mind from casting the damage. I think he's cruel enough that I'm still going to say this attack hits, and as you drop down, he just jams the glaive into you, wrenches, and pulls it out, and you see Arquen drop with 2 death failures.
You're a cruel man.
I am playing a cruel man. That ends Arquen's turn. Ximori, you're up.
Okay.
I will say, Zahir looks fucked right now.
I'm going to beeline down as far as I can. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Looking towards where the little shooty bastard was running away. I'd like to sort of turn, and from my vantage point, can I see Zahir there as he takes Arquen down?
Yeah, you can definitely see that.
And as Arquen falls from behind his head, just reach in, pull out another axe. I'm going to... It's the 3 axes throwing.
Go for it.
Atlas as well.
Sure.
If
First attack is a disadvantage.
action. Okay. So... Right, hang on. So I was at disadvantage to begin with because of the range.
We're running that disadvantages and advantages can stack enough to outdo each other. So you are at disadvantage because you've got.
I'm just trying to keep track of where I was.
Yeah. First attack, as you see, basically the
disadvantage.
Dragonborn with the shield goes to intercede and throw his shield up.
That's a 19 and an 18, so 24.
That will still hit. Roll me the damage.
Max, which is 6. Hang on. Maths. Yes, 16 points of slashing.
I forgot to use
As
that
I
ability.
see Arquen
but it
fall
was
and
cool.
just
16 points of slashing. The shield manages to deflect some of the energy out of the axe, reducing the damage somewhat, and like cutting across the arm of the Dragonborn. As you see, the Dragonborn takes some of the wound, and Zahir takes a lot less damage. Zahir only takes 4 points of damage total, and the Guardian takes another 4.
okay.
Second axe.
Can I retroactively change part of my movement? I also take 10 feet back, because with this second one, part of the reckless nature of it is I'm going to leap from the balcony.
Make me an acrobatics check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
That's what I wasted on.
You do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. You halve it successfully with a natural 20 as you like combat roll that. Actually, halve down to 1 because you're raging as well.
Like, one.
As you combat roll down and launch the other one. Go for it.
And yeah, as I'm falling, I launch the second axe.
Go for it.
That was a nat 20 on that one. But 16 plus 22.
22 does hit.
That is 13 slashing damage.
13. Again, because the Protector is nearby and Zahir is currently bloodied, the Protector tries to get in the way and just takes some of the momentum out of the axe, slashing across their face. They share that damage.
No reaction.
It is not a reaction. It is a feature of Zahir becoming bloodied.
For my
I just
bonus
forgot to do it
action-
on the smite, which it should have done, but
And for my bonus action, I will pull another axe
okay.
and launch that at him as well.
Go for it.
That is straight roll, 19 plus.
Is it a straight roll? Oh, you're reckless.
Reckless attack.
Yep, you're fine.
So that is 25 to hit.
Yep.
$15 slashing damage.
Half to 7. And they take 8. I can't do maths on. Zahir is just like axes embedded in the armor before like clanking off. Massive gash and burn mark across their face from Arquen is still. You're not going to survive this. The mages at least will die. Does that end your turn, Ximori?
Yes, that's all I can do.
It is now the Exorcist's turn. Tauri, you're standing, aren't you?
I am currently standing.
Cool. He is going to grab a flask of kind of thick green liquid and hurl it at the point in between you and Lesley. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws.
And I'm down.
Ooh, not great damage roll.
Yeah, at half damage, is it?
Lesley,
24.
24. You take. Already forgot maths. 5 points of acid damage. And Tauri,
Funky.
What I roll doesn't matter.
it actually does. What did you roll?
Oh, I rolled a 2, so
2.
I'm dead.
You take 10 points of
I'm
acid
on.
damage, and acid is currently burning into you, dealing you 2d6 acid damage at the start of your turn.
No. Yes, it doesn't matter because even if I'd have succeeded, 5 points puts me
Yeah,
unconscious.
but now you are also melting whilst unconscious.
Ah,
Wow.
right. Fine.
Does that mean she automatically fails death saving
She
throws
fails one at the
Yep.
start of her turn. And the exorcist will
Because he's the never like we
actually 5, 10, 15 move in here to be right next to Aderyn. Aderyn, your head feels like there is a metal vice clamping down on your brain right now as this guy walks up closer with this black studded vestment, and it just feels like your skull is being crushed in by this oppressive force. That ends his turn. It is the Castigator's turn. What is the state of the room from the rest of you?
Not amazing.
Yeah, not great.
From the sounds of it, I'm not doing too bad.
I went after the
You.
Falcute might die.
With Arquen
Right
down
now.
and barely standing, he is going to step over. On his way through, is going to throw an attack at Aderyn to put the mage down.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 1.
Oh.
You just like
Great
quickly
way to
like
survive
roll.
the crowd.
I think you're still prone, aren't you? Actually, did you actually stand
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, I'm still on the floor. I'm still chilling on the
Advantage
floor.
on the attack turns it into a 15.
Oh
to
yeah,
hit.
that. Well,
Yeah.
Look, shield.
You know what? I'm gonna
Shield.
shield. I'm just gonna fucking be annoying.
You
Hey,
throw up
The
a
silence is
shield.
gone. Silence is gone.
Silence
by
is
the way.
gone. That is correct. Thank you. Can someone delete that if possible?
just to be annoying, I'm gonna drag it out.
Like the glaive comes down to hit you on the floor, and like, and he just goes, tries to force it through. That is
No, thank
a 23 to hit.
We probably stood up.
Another one?
That was the second attack. Was 8 slashing damage and 8 thunder damage.
Is that on Aderyn still?
That's on Aderyn.
That's the third attack.
That was the second attack. First attack missed.
The first one was a nat one.
No, it was
the advantage.
advantage.
Oh, yeah.
With advantage.
Got the shield
I
up.
mean, yeah, no, I guess I died.
Aderyn is back unconscious.
Annoying.
Because the shield only lasts for one attack, doesn't it?
No, it lasts permanently, but it's
doesn't
over
matter.
20,
Yeah.
so...
Oh, yeah.
You got 20 off you.
Well, I'm not even going to count the amount of damage. It's a
and
0.
The third attack is going to come at you, Lesley. For a 23 to hit you, Lesley.
Shockingly, doesn't hit. No, it does hit.
6 points of slashing damage. 7 points of thunder damage. And is going to push you 10 feet.
Hey, Belle.
And then step into the vacated space such that you can't get to Aderyn, who he has identified that you keep trying to save.
Hello, do you want to go upstairs?
So it's 6 and 7.
And is now just like holding the glaive out to the rest of you and just goes, I would offer you mercy, but you have shown your colours now.
Sorry. He takes another 8 damage because of my savage attacks.
Okay. That is his 3 attacks. With silence down. Yeah. Is going to tell... yeah, he's going to say, Othio, take down that beast! And Othio will turn, pull out another acid flask, and throw an acid flask at you, Ximori. I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Where is Othio? Which one?
He's in the centre of the room. He's the tattooed dwarf.
Okay. Dex save, was it?
Dex save, please, yes.
20.
20. Cool, you will take half damage. You take 5 acid
Oh,
damage
wait.
and are not burning.
Mm-hmm.
That ends. No, it doesn't. The Castigator is going to look around the room and just say, "This ends now," and is going to action surge. Step forward. He's going to swing at you again, Lesley.
Oh my god.
19 to hit you, Lesley.
And that hits.
You don't have any like parrying features?
6 slashing, 7 thunder.
No. Yeah. Yeah, Lesley is down.
Lesley goes down.
Just me and you, Ximori. Yeah.
I'm dead.
You've not done great jobs as tanks.
5,
No, I definitely went after the wrong
10,
person.
15. We'll stand in between the bodies of the dead mages. Momentarily, just like let the glaive sit into a resting stance, pull at their hip, and just fire 2 crossbow shots at you, Ximori. Because you are a horrible
Hand
monster.
crossbow. He's got a hand crossbow,
He has a repeating hand crossbow.
as well as this weird dagger thing as well.
Yeah. 14 and
weapon?
a 17 to hit you, Ximori.
17 hits.
Terrible damage. 4 half to 2 for you, and your movement speed is reduced by 5 feet as it cracks you in the knee and just makes you stumble briefly. That ends the Castigator's turn. Tauri, I need a death saving throw from you. You do take a failure at the start of your turn from burning.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
So, Tauri, blood on her lips, acid dripping through her leather armor, coughs.
Yes! Nat 20?
Nat 20.
Nat 20! Let's go! Castigator just like hits and like turns down to see you. What do you do?
Of
I
course,
am
Aderyn
going
has many healing spells, doesn't she?
God, I thought you were going to say coughs and dies.
No, I was like,
No. Can I use? I want to. I don't know if it is possible, but I want to try and do a thunder wave at an angle so it goes over unconscious bodies.
The 5 foot above you.
I do it if I stay on the floor.
make a spellcasting check.
I'm going to have to make that anyway.
I'll call it a DC 11. Actually, what level are you casting the spell?
3rd.
DC 13.
So what do I add?
You add your
Just
charisma
roll the
modifier.
dice. Cool. That is a 14 on the die plus 4.
I'll say you can do it. It'll only hit the Castigator.
As a cube.
With the because the
Okay.
cube, you've got to angle it such that it goes over. It'll go over the dwarf's head.
He's a small guy. He's only if it was a normal human, but no, it's a dwarf.
But it'll hit
Could
the
I have
Castigator.
moved to? Could I have moved to here and hit both of them from the floor?
You gonna crawl on the floor?
Yep.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I'm not provoking attacks of opportunity. So I will punt it out.
No.
If I can draw a
The Castigator
square.
is going to use their reaction, seeing you go to cast a spell, and make a melee attack against you before you get the spell off. 26 to hit.
Okay.
You don't get the spell off. You are unconscious before the spell goes off.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 26 to hit you
Ugh.
Okay, I'm
because you're
dead
prone.
again.
You go to cast a spell. Your movement means that he registered you were alive, and just before you go to cast a spell, and before you can, just slices you straight across the chest with the glaive. Lesley. Does at least reset your death saves, Brent.
Finish him off.
Lesley, death saving throw,
Yeah, it
please.
does.
I'm assuming that's not an nat 20 then. What is Lesley
Everybody's
thinking?
staring at Leslie's beautiful, beautiful ass. There's a bit of movement, but he doesn't get up.
What is Lesley thinking about in this moment?
Yeah, pretty much. He's thinking about how like he's kind of he's lived quite a luxurious life. He's had a pretty good time. He's started spreading like Titan wool around. He's really, really happy to have met these people though. They're kind of not the sort of people he'd normally be hanging around, but he's sort of it's kind of sad for him. He's not really like one to accept death, but he's kind of like, well, if it's gonna happen, it's kind of nice that it's with these guys. I hope all of us go at the same time.
Okay. Before we no, actually I'll wait a little bit. Aderyn, I need you to make a death saving throw, please.
Oh yeah. What's the DC? Is it 10?
This could kill Aderyn, I believe. Because I believe she had
And that's one.
You have to roll a 10 or higher.
Okay.
I was gonna look then. I'm not gonna look.
Okay.
Okay. What is Aderyn thinking about in this moment?
I think she's thinking about the forest. I think she just has like a glimpse of a memory of the day when she was a child that she walked into the forest, but she only remembers that first.
Okay. Balrick. At the start of your turn, the thing you definitely clock as most of your party is lying on the floor, bleeding out, some burning in acid. Just you and Ximori up. There is still glowing firelight from inside the smokescreen. Amhrain is still here. But it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I am gonna shout out. If you're gonna help us, now's the time. As I load another shot.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna shout to. No, I'm not. I'm gonna shout to Derek, get back, because Derek is looking very injured. Derek is just gonna run back
Roll me a
to
persuasion
stand
check,
by me.
please.
Maybe a persuasion. Oh, against
Right.
I want to do my turn first. But yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
2.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kneel next to Derek, take a deep breath, and draw my arrow one more time and do another Zephyr Strike. Does Zephyr Strike not cast? From all d8s. No, it doesn't, sadly. So yeah, I'm gonna summon winds to my sword, to my bow, and try and take this guy out now. If we're going down, he's going down with us.
Go for it.
Advantage. That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
7, 11, 17. Max on the d6 is 23 plus 6, 29 points of damage.
How are you doing that much damage?
2d8, 7 and a 4 is 11. 2d6, 12, so it's 23, plus 6, because I've got plus 5 and it's a magic weapon, plus 1.
So you
29
recast
points
Zephyr Strike. is what you're saying.
Yes.
He did
Okay.
say, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The dwarf sees this shot coming, throws a hand up to try and block the blow.
Oh, no, sorry. Take 6 off of that. I added Derek's thing, but Derek's already used his reaction.
So
23 points of damage. Sorry.
Let me just quickly do some maths. The dwarf sees it coming, throws their hand up to try and block the arrow. The arrow with the winds you have summoned just straight through the hand, leaving a massive wound in his hand. And how do you want to do this?
The Castigator was saying something, wasn't he, just before my turn?
Yeah.
What was he saying?
This ends now.
He says, "This ends," and in the throat.
You can
And he
see
doesn't
him
get to
going
finish his
to just put Tauri down for having the audacity to get up and just, this ends. You can see just some spite trying to drive the blade down towards Tauri, and it just slides from his grip as he just, you hear as the armor clatters against the floor, and Zahir is down. You see the 3 aides to the Castigator turn around to you, venom in their eyes, and they just yell, "For the Empire!" Finish your turn.
I was going to offer them a chance to flee, considering it's 2 of the 3 big guys are left. But they don't look like it. They don't look like they're fleeing. So I'm looking at Ximori, and I'm going to going down swinging. And then I'll shoot at the one who's been annoying us the most, I think, is the bombs guy. The guy who throws bombs. I'm going to move around towards the entrance, leaving Derek at the bottom of the stairs with the archer guy.
Got it.
Patting his head as I go past. Obviously. And then I'm going to shoot grenade guy. Right. 17 plus stuff.
Hits.
And that is a 1 plus 6, so 7 points of damage.
Just turns around, just takes it in the chest, and is reaching for his flasks. That ends your turn. It is now the hunter's turn, who is going to shoot at you, Balrick, but I think you've essentially got yourself half cover there with the door.
I was going to say I've got myself between the doors, haven't I? I just realised that. Nice.
Going to fire 2 shots at you. The highest is a 21, which just hits you with half cover, hit you with half cover, but the other one doesn't, and it doesn't get sneak attack. Minimal damage, 5 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
And then it is the flail guy's turn, who is going to rush Ximori. 25, and is going to swing twice at you, Ximori. It does have advantage because you went reckless previously.
Yep.
The winds around me die out as the bolt hits me.
Dirty 20 to hit you, Ximori.
I'm going to use my reaction for my tail.
Go for it.
To try and reduce that by 1d8. Reduced down by 5, which takes it to a
15.
What was it? 20? 15. I'm fine.
Cool. And the other one also misses as this flail comes in, and the tail just swipes the blade, and on the backswing you just step out the way and just begin to draw your attacks out. Speaking of which, it is your turn. And no, Arquen first. I need a death saving throw from you.
This could kill him.
What is Arquen thinking about in this moment?
He is walking through a forest, looking for someone, and he's not quite sure who.
Okay. Ximori, your turn.
Yeah, kill first. So as he's sort of swung and I've bashed into the side of the tail, as he's gone back with the backswing, I step back in, pull out my other axe, and just swing under his jaw.
Go for it. Reckless?
Natural 20. No,
Fuck
regular.
yeah. Let's go.
I was so close to max damage, but slightly off. That is 18 plus 24 points of slashing damage. And can he make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Natural 1.
I am going to make that a crippling blow. He can't take reactions.
Got it.
I'm then going to step around him
Okay.
up to the dwarf.
Got it.
Swing the axe around in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Grab him by his face and just
Go for it.
that is unnatural 20.
Hits.
Uh, 13 points of slashing.
Still up.
And then my bonus action, I'll swing on him again with the axe.
Yep.
Actually, well, thematically, this one has to be my tail, so it'll be the other way around.
Go for
it. 21.
Hits.
So the tail is a D8. Another 16 points of piercing damage. One.
Okay. He's looking incredibly rough. It is now his turn. He is going to stare you in the face and say, "Monsters like you don't belong in this empire," and is going to grab 2 acid flasks and just smash them against himself, spraying you both. I would like you to make me a dexterity save, please. He's going to make it a disadvantage. He fails.
That is 20. No. 19.
19. Cool. You take 7 points of acid damage. He takes a lot and goes out screaming as the acid eats into his flesh, severing his vocal cords before collapsing down on top of you, and your tail just shrugs him off.
What a psycho. And these guys think they're the good guys?
Can I, because he's splashed that acid here, is that going to endanger the people around him?
No, it is very much like he almost grabs the flask and runs into you to try and take you both out.
Witness me!
My dexterity is my tail that is currently embedded in his chest, flicks him off to the side instead.
And he dies gurgling on his own blood. Tauri, back to you.
Turn back to the armored one.
Am I still covered in acid?
You are.
Oh no.
You take a failure. That's 2 failures for you. Oh no, it's 1 because you got back up, didn't you? And then went down again. So it's only 1 failure so far.
Oh yeah.
Is that another nat 20 for you, Tauri? Please.
Yeah, it is.
Yes!
Tauri gets up, spits on the dead Castigator.
1 hit point. You're still in acid.
Says, "Fine. What do I need to do to get rid of that?
You need to use an action to scrape the
A
acid
human
off you.
action.
Unless you have some other inventive solution. You do stand up, spit on the Castigator, because the acid happened at the start of your turn. It doesn't happen until the start of your next turn. So you can do whatever. I'm just letting you know. The acid is still there and will put you back down otherwise.
Yeah, no. How bad does the in full plate armor look?
He's looking pretty rough. He is officially bloodied. He won't survive. He probably won't survive a full round with Ximori next turn.
There are 3 people unconscious.
I can't do anything about the unconscious people at all.
Now potions.
I used the one I had on me earlier.
Important question.
They might have
Does
potions.
anyone who is unconscious have a potion on them?
Arquen,
Idea.
you should.
By the way, following this, Tauri has an idea that we're going to try, but it doesn't matter now.
Okay.
I didn't have any potions like to start off with in this game, so I don't think I've gained any since then.
Okay, Tauri, what are you doing?
No.
I am
Why do I
trying
do
to
that?
debate
Probably have mine in my
whether
back.
I am going to how far? You know what? No, I'm going to stand up. I am literally going to spit and yell at the other two. You are the worst this empire has to offer its people. And then I'm going to cast heat metal on his armor
Oh.
at 3rd level.
Just something else I did think of that is worth mentioning, because heat metal is a bonus action, so that's a thing.
No, it's an action to cast it, though.
Is it?
Bonus action to reapply it.
It's an action to cast it the first time.
It is worth mentioning. You can stabilize people with medicine checks, if that is something that people need to consider. But
As an
I
action.
fully support this thing, as you just see the armor heating up.
No, Tauri is pissed.
Yeah.
So, it is... It's not a huge amount, because
So
I can
it
only
takes-
cast it 1 level higher, but it is 3d8.
3d8 fire damage. Yeah.
So... It is the roll you can pretty much imagine, because it is a total of 5.
Ugh. He just
It's
starts
burning
burning.
through, like the underlayers.
He just turns around, this armor beginning to glow like the fireplaces and like the smoke in the back of the room as he turns to face all of you.
The only thing I will ask, can I smash a potion of comprehension over myself to try and negate the acid?
I will tell you now, there is a high chance of you doing 1 point of damage to yourself with broken glass.
I mean, the only other option I've got is to pour my water skin over myself.
I
but
will
think that might be
say,
an action.
I mean,
Makes no more. No, it wouldn't take us drinking a bottle, would it?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh, I empty my water skin all over me.
Yeah, your water skin is now empty.
Yeah,
Fucking.
fine.
However, I do fucking love the idea that Tauri stands up, heats someone up, smashes a bottle over it, and goes unconscious again.
Well, it's herself.
After Tauri's turn, Lesley, death saving throw, please. Okay. Lesley continues thinking about everything they've thought about previously. Aderyn, death saving throw, please.
Mm-hmm.
As you continue wandering
Okay.
through the forest, mists weaving through the trees, as a younger version of you wanders through this mysterious forest. Balrick, your turn.
How many saves have you made?
I had 2 instant fails, and then I did 1 save last turn, and then 1 save this turn.
I'm stressed. Balrick, what are you doing?
That's very stressful. I mean, Balrick wouldn't know that, so...
A lot of blood on Aderyn right now.
There is a lot of
Let
blood
me
in this room.
I'm gonna blow. It's redecorating.
I'm gonna shout to Derek to get the archer, and I'm gonna run up to Arquen. This is the closest, and I know that Arquen can heal others. And I'm gonna use my body to kind of provide Arquen 3/4 cover, if that's okay.
Sure.
Like hunch over, and cure wounds at a 2nd level.
Roll me a perception check first.
Okay,
What? You're healing up.
that is a. Six, so a 18.
As you run up to Arquen, he's not breathing.
Shit. I'm gonna move over to Aderyn and check Aderyn.
Roll me a perception check.
Under his helmet, you do see he's got a bit of a smile.
22.
Aderyn, are you breathing?
No. I didn't have to roll this turn. I've been dead a while, guys.
How much movement have I used? Can I even get to...
5, 10, 15.
Can't even get to Lesley to check. I think I look at them too.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you've only got 30 feet, haven't you? With Zephyr Strike.
Yeah, it's a 40 foot, 35 movement.
Can you look to see?
I've been generous with 2 perception checks already.
That's fair.
You still got your action. You still got your bonus action.
I'm going to stand up very slowly and look to Ximori and shake my head very gently. I'm very, very, very fucking angry. I'm gonna. I see the other guy on plate mail, and I think Ximori's gonna deal with that, and I'm gonna slowly walk forward, firing arrows as fast as I can, just as aggressively as I can.
Go for it.
At the archer. That's a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, I'm gonna reapply Hunter's Mark to this guy as well.
Gotcha.
The rage is the Hunter's Chorus. So that's 56 plus 6. 12 points of damage. And I shoot again. And that's a 29 to hit.
Hits.
And that's 14 points of damage. 26 total.
26 total.
And then Derek is going to run up and attack.
Okay.
As well. And you know what? Derek is going to infuse his own attack. If it hits, actually.
Sure.
That's a nat 20 from Derek.
At the cries of
angry.
Tauri that you are not what this empire needs, Derek, a new symbol of this empire, rends into him. How does Derek want to do this?
There's a vision of Derek as a full-fledged dragon, like a draconic spirit around him. Sort of like the shadow of a full dragon. I don't need to roll damage then, I assume.
With Derek's crit? No, Derek will do him.
As he pounces on him, and it's not, like I say, infused. It's not actually infused with cold. It's infused with like a purer, primal rainbow of energy as it clamps down and vaporizes this guy. Like this guy Derek doesn't actually hit him. The spirit of something clamps around him.
The guy doesn't even have a chance to scream. It is now the Protector's turn, who will advance on you, Ximori. Does he take damage at the start of his turn, or just when you do a bonus action, Brent?
No, I think because he can't take it off, he takes damage and is at disadvantage.
Has to make a Constitution saving throw, which he fails.
If it can't,
yeah. So his attacks are at disadvantage.
it doesn't matter because no. Even if he passed, he would.
Any creature in physical contact with the object.
It has disadvantage on attack.
Natural 4 and a natural 2 on the attack rolls against you, Ximori. He is in too much pain. He is crippled over by pain, trying to use a weapon that requires a lot of momentum, and the flail is doing nothing. Arquen is dead. Ximori, your turn.
As he swings, which part of his armor did you set on fire, Tauri? Did you heat up?
His entire play armor.
He's in half plate.
Fine.
Ximori has just gone chest, like immediately still. As he comes in swinging, I'm sort of barely moving to get out of the way, and I'm just going to grab him by the face, and I'm going to crush his skull.
Okay. Make me all 3 attacks.
What I'm doing is I'm ending my rage as a free action and bonus action and swap. I'm raging again.
Okay.
As you see, the tail like crumbles away, and as I grab his face, the claws begin to grow over. Just the nails darken, the hands just clench harder and harder into his face. I'm going reckless.
Go for it.
Nat 20. 15 points of slashing.
Okay. On a nat 20, only 15.
25. Oh, I did 9, 18, 24 points of slashing.
That sounds better. Second attack?
It was a 25 on the second.
Hits.
$14 points of slashing.
How do you want to do this?
Just as he's there and swinging the flail, as he swings, I step around him and grab onto the over like the faceplate of his armor. The tail disappears, the claws begin to grow, and I just hold him. He, as he tries to pull my arm away or just do anything to get out as the metal bends, I just look at him as eventually my hand closes into a fist in his face.
And his head just crunches. There are gurgled screams of pain as the skull collapses in, the blue scales of this dragonborn just popping out of the fist of Ximori. And silence, other than the crackling fires
I'm not stopping.
on the edge of the room, are all that is left in this space.
My third attack.
Okay.
Because I'm stopping at that. I lift the limp body up, and I'm going to slam him down to break the floor beneath him.
As that last cracking of wood echoes around the chamber, 3 of you who are up take in the devastation and bloodshed around the room. And
I'm
realise,
immediately legging it over to check on. Immediately legging it over to check on Lesley.
with that, we are going to go to break, and we'll pick up there in a moment.
Cool.
And welcome back. We will pick right back up with Balrick rushing over to Lesley's form. Make me a medicine check, Balrick.
18.
Lesley is also not breathing. Fully.
But Lesley's ass looks phenomenal.
At this
If
point,
blood-soaked.
fully half of your party
Balrick
has fallen.
has, as he's looking at Lesley's terrific dead ass, has a small tear for the loss from this world of that marvelous ass. But also is legitimately has a small tear, like barely notices it himself, but does then turn to Amhrain, both still in hand, and he's like almost threateningly,
The smoke
bring
clears from the
I
center
know you
in
can.
front of the stage, and Amhrain is there, taking in what just happened.
Bring them back.
You see now the destruction that this empire creates.
We see the destruction that's root cause was you.
We all see the issues with this empire. You're about rebirth, not destruction. Bring them back.
They lie dead because they ended up having the blame for your actions. We all did. We took the blades and attacks that should have been for you.
From my
We helped
perspective,
you
it
find a
seemed
new
they
purpose.
came for you. I fail to understand how that blade was meant for me.
No, pretty speeches, all of you. Shut the fuck up. Bring them back. Please.
A gift requires a gift in kind.
What do you want? Take it. Take it from me. Come on. Whatever it is.
Life
What if
is...
we agree
Go on.
that once you have found a way to bring your queen back, we will travel and help you with it until it is seen through. But only when you have found a way. Because until then, I am going to bring fire and rebirth to this empire, or it will burn to the ground.
Now you understand.
Oh, I understood beforehand. Only I was trying to go about it subtly without everything else.
So your offer is... what? Exactly.
You don't care.
Once
Bring
do you
them
want?
back.
Name-
What do you want?
the offer is the three of them brought back unharmed. Mentally scars, fine, we accept that. You die, it hurts, I'm sure. And once you have found a way to bring your queen back that we can help with, or do, we will do it. We will not be bound to you permanently, but we will be bound the oath to bring your queen back when we can. Do something.
And what if I don't need you to bring her back? Became apparent from this one. At this point, Arquen has stepped off the stage and is lightly stepping. Oh, Amhrain, sorry, thank you. Stepping through the dance floor. All I need is my full regalia, and I can bring anything back if there is just but a breath left in them. You ask me to return 3 lives back to full renewal? Well, seems to me that an equal trade in kind is 3 lives for me. 1 being my queen. You will help me regain my full regalia from my fame. The other 2, we'll see. Life for a life. 3 lives for 3 lives.
And how exactly are we to help you with this regalia? If you're so powerful that you don't need us for anything, it seems.
I was always going to attempt to get it back, but some creatures have since settled there. It would certainly be easier with your capable hands in tow. In fact, I think as part of this deal, you should make it fairly easy for me. We'll call that life 1. Allow me to reach my fane. 1 life dealt.
Yeah, sure.
Do you not owe us anything for telling you your queen is able to be reborn?
Are we really negotiating while our friends are dead on the ground?
Yeah.
Balrick's in a bit of shock.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you now.
then-
By the way, the longer you negotiate, the less likely they can be brought back. Revivify is a
I'm gonna
minute.
say it. Balrick is coming out of shock and shakes it off and goes, "Shut up. We accept whatever but bring them back now," and he's gonna hold out his hand.
Amhrain extends a hand and shakes with you, Balrick. And each of you feel just a flicker of fire embed in your chest. 3 of you.
But before he does, as he grasps hands, he goes, "They are not bound."
Deal. The 3 of you. I will start with Arquen. What is the crossing like for you?
So, Arquen is currently in the forest. It's one he's walked before. It's one he's walked in before many times, and he hears the sound of a male elven voice just humming a elven dirge, essentially. And he is following it to try and find it. And when he sort of gets to where he thinks it is, he sees their back turned to him, a figure sat on a tree stump just humming. The voice is a little bit sort of, he recognizes it and he really wants to join it.
That tune continues.
But he'd hear.
And as you approach that figure, you find yourself unable to walk closer. And you scan around, and that natural observant nature that you have just briefly glance over your shoulder, where you see a figure resplendent in verdant greens and pale bark of a silver birch decorating their skin. In their eyes, deep light of fireflies reflecting in passing streams. And a soft smile of wisdom.
I think he would probably turns his back to the figure on the tree stump and he kneels.
Your path is not yet finished. You have stepped upon it well, but you must see it to its journey's end. Return him. Return.
I think Arquen probably sort of take a deep sigh and just like, it's more.
She extends a graceful touch to your cheek, and you feel that touch just begin to burn. And you find yourself suddenly aflame yourself, standing in a gentle crackling forest fire. And as the smoke hits you and you close your eyes, you once again breathe and find yourself on the floor of the town hall in Bandar. Amhrain standing over you. Lesley, what is that fading moment of consciousness, that pass into the afterlife, like for Lesley?
So Lesley is in one of his favourite places. Lesley is in an olive grove near where his family lives, and he's just being tackled from behind by a little, roughly like 5-year-old boy, his son, coming up behind him with a little like wooden sword, like. And he's just being like ground tackled, and he's trying to tap out. He's like, oh god, no, too much. And in the distance, he looks up at the lovely house that they live in, and there's a traveling troupe outside. They're playing his favorite Bon Varley covers. And he gets up and leads his son by the hand to go and listen to the traveling like mummers.
As you're walking, approaching the sound of Bon Varley, your son kind of just like tugs on your sleeve a little bit and looks up at you and just goes, "Daddy, when are you coming home?"
Looks around and he's like, "That's such a Lesley. That's such a funny question, son. I'm already here."
I know, but you never said goodbye. And I want to see you again.
Lesley's going to look down very.
You see your son looking up at you, and just in their eyes is the flickering light of firelight. Their eye colour is just slightly off. And then you are walking towards the sound of Bon Varley, And the song's changed. It's now a melodic, if mournful waltz played on violin strings. You look in that direction, and you find instead you're in the town you were in mere moments ago. A busy marketplace. The kid you're holding hands with, a strange kid who just looks at you and just goes, "Where's my mummy? Thought you said you were taking me to her." And that sound of music calling from the town hall just up the road.
Lesley looks around a bit confused. Where was she again?
Huh? Oh, there she is! And she just lets go of your hand and runs off. And that warm glow of a child's hand in yours very quickly fades. And you realise it's been a long time since you've held your son's hand. But that music is growing stronger, and the light from the town hall is growing brighter.
Lesley slowly walks towards the town.
Slowly the voices of the townspeople fade into the distance. You can still see the olive grove on the outside, a blend of places and times. Your consciousness doesn't quite blend properly. And as you approach the town hall, the song takes over. The light grows brighter as the firelight from inside. You're forced to squeeze your eyes shut, and then suddenly you take in a breath and you find yourself staring at a ceiling. The sharp features and auburn hair of Amhrain just touching you on the chest as an ember slightly burns through the centre of your shirt, leaving a small burnt hole in the centre and a burn mark on your chest. Aderyn, what does the crossing look like to you?
It looks like she hovers at the edge of the forest back in her hometown, and she looks back once and she sees her mother, and she sees life as it was before, and then she takes a step into the forest, and just as her memories fade, so does everything else. Everything just goes to black as soon as she steps into the forest.
Fades to not even just black. Emptiness. But not an emptiness of nothing, it is an emptiness of denial. The feeling that you have is that there is something there your memory doesn't want to remember. Something buried deep down that is too traumatic, too aberrant to possibly fathom with a child's mind even, let alone where you are now. You find yourself once again in that dark cave that you dream of every so often. Fumbling around through the dark vision, just making out faint shapes and crystalline outcroppings before you eventually come to a large vacant chamber, domed far above and a bottomless black pit below. And once again, the emptiness of that pit beckons, calls, watches and reaches. And despite it all, it is a void of something your brain does not want to see or remember. And then you hear the beating of wings. And something settles down on a rocky outcrop that looks over this bottomless pit across the way, and you see a figure of resplendent amethyst, long serpentine neck and jewels just hovering above the scales as an ancient amethyst dragon watches you, studies you, and just waits to see what you'll do. Meanwhile, the rest of you, Amhrain has resurrected 2 of your party members, each one now showing faint burn marks that are well healed, but appear in the center of their chests. It seemed almost casual for them, but you have noticed in this moment that Amhrain seems diminished at the same time. The resplendent nature, the crackling glow, and buoyant atmosphere that they present faded, and they look withdrawn. And they look to be struggling in this moment, as if they are dragging on powers to finalize a bargain they have made. And he turns to him. She proves reluctant to come back. Something else is watching her. At which point, Deck pops up and comes over to Aderyn's body. And Deck kind of like gets down low next to Aderyn in almost a display of sharing body heat. Before you see Deck kind of just like in that shimmy way of a comfortable pet, and you see one of the crystal spines that are on the back of Deck's neck just fall off and land on Aderyn's chest. That then captures and refracts the light held within Amhrain's hands and begins to cascade over her body. Aderyn, in this dark, unlit space, suddenly there is amber light being refracted across the chamber. It is firelight through glass, lighting the chamber, and this dragon across the way just sits and waits. What do you do?
She's gonna look up at the firelight in kind of awe, and then she's gonna turn to the amethyst dragon, and just very gently ask, "Why do you watch me?"
I watch all the things like you. You are a risk that must be studied.
Up there, in the world where all the rest are, they kill risks.
That is short-sighted of them. You cannot learn from that which you end too soon. I took pity on a small child.
In the forest? Were you there in the forest? Do you know why the others watch me? All the eyes?
Concerning. I will be watching you closer. And it takes off once more into the skies, disappearing up a rock channel in this cave system, and you are left with the emptiness of void below and the beckoning call of firelight above.
As the dragon flies away, Aderyn is just gonna yell, "Wait! What is your name? I don't know your name!" Obviously, the dragon leaves. So she's gonna look at the void. And then she's gonna look up at the firelight. And she's gonna just walk up to the crystal, like, surrounding her. And she's going to place a hand on the firelight.
As you press that hand, you feel the temperature of it heat up, and it begins to heat up in the core of your chest. Those of you in the living world see this gem from Derek begin to glow brightly. It turns from a cold crystalline light that Derek has been, and begins to take on flecks of fire as it is transformed into a fire opal that then begins to fuse with Aderyn's chest, and in a burst of light, Aderyn breathes once more. This time, Aderyn, you are now fused with a gem in the center of your chest.
Below the eye.
Just below the eye. And Derek, the moment you
So, like,
breathe,
on the eye.
Derek just rubs his head in against yours. And you hear in your
Aderyn's
head,
gonna put
Aderyn,
hand on
Derek say in Draconic, friend. Well, a bond is made. A bargain is struck. I believe you all probably
I will not.
wish to recover. So we will leave in the morning.
I will not thank you yet until our part is done.
Very well. And you see him walk out of the chamber, the casual ease and almost waltz stride faded. He is walking relatively plainly and just wanders out of the town hall towards, down through the town, Balrick, and you see him wandering towards the lake at the foot of the town. But the hall is yours.
I'll kneel down with Derek next to Aderyn and offer a hand up and go, glad to see you back.
Aderyn's gonna... She's gonna, like, keep a hand on Dirk, and she's gonna, like, shuffle closer to Dirk, and is like, too shaken to talk, so she's just gonna look up at Balrick, and like, there's just like shock and fear in her eyes, but all she can do is grab onto Dirk. It's like she's grabbing on for safety.
Arquen would like to stand up and just the like sigh that comes out of him like sounds a little bit like the creaking of trees but also sort of just tired. He walks over to Aderyn and Lesley. First time's always the worst. And he would like to put a hand on both of their shoulders and use the last of his 10 points of lay on hands to heal them both for 5 hit points. So I'm assuming we're on 1.
In that moment,
Now on 5 hit points.
each of you can take in the mark that you now bear from perhaps an imperfect revivify. As mentioned, Aderyn now has a fire opal piece of deck fused to the skin of her chest.
Was it?
Go on, Chris.
Was it in the eye or below the eye?
You know what?
Like, is it the pupil of the eye?
I think
or
it's
is it
way cooler if it's the pupil.
the pupil?
Okay.
Arquen, you have a burn mark over your heart that is already taking on the appearance of a silver birch tree. And Lesley, you have that small burn in the center of your chest, no more than a kind of 5 pence piece in size. What you do feel, what hand were you holding your son's hand in? Left? You're on mute.
Sorry, left.
Left. Your left hand is, the skin is slightly tight as you look down, that the palm of it looks like a perfectly healed burn. It's not painful to the touch, but it is just a little tense on the skin and a little stiff.
Leslie's also going to be uncharacteristically quiet.
Ximori would like to go over and just pull Lesley into the biggest hug.
Lesley will accept the hug. And hopefully nobody will see Lesley has got quite some tears in his eyes.
Ulrich does wipe away the one tear he's got as he instead taps the shoulder and goes, "All right," and stands up and he's like, "All right, let's make this room comfortable. We'll settle in and rest up. I think I'm going to start dragging the bodies outside."
Aderyn's gonna kind of look down at her dragon eye tattoo, and she's gonna kind of touch the fire opal that's now in the pupil, and then she's gonna look at Dirk again, and she still has a hand on Dirk. She's not letting go of Dirk, and she's gonna say into Dirk's mind, "So many unknown things watching me, so many eyes, but at least you're watching me too, Dirk. And I do know your name, and I do know who you are." And then she's just gonna like stay there seated, completely just quiet.
You just hear one more word in your head of just protect.
Dirk is also not doing very well. He looks very tired. In fact, you've got more HP than him right now.
It's troubling.
I don't think I could have continued this campaign if I'd killed Derek as well.
It's fine.
It was sort of.
You'd just have to kill the entire party, and then it doesn't matter.
Arquen would like to use his remaining 2 first-level spell slots to heal Deck and Balrick.
Himself?
No,
Is
he's fine.
those who are moving the bodies out, is anyone taking anything?
I want to go
think
through the
that-
body.
I'll grab the castigator first and bring it outside and quite a look over the castigator.
Yeah, I'll help in Balrick and go through everything that they have.
Okay.
If you go through the rest.
While
Worth noting that after he heals, Arquen just sort of puts his sword back in his sheath and then gets back to work.
It's just something, I think all of us just need some
It's another day.
busy work. I think it's more you need distracting work, isn't it? Aderyn and Lesley are shell shocked, for the rest of us just need something to do.
Ximori hears everybody is sort of going about, but is still just holding on to Lesley. And
Lesley is going to whisper in Ximori's ear. Thank you. Whatever you did, thank you.
at that point, I think you feel a sort of slight wet drip of tears onto your probably chest because you are taller than Ximori. And Ximori's shoulders just shrug slightly and as well suppress sobs as they can with their size.
Balrick, you
Ximori
said
just stands there hugging and crying.
Yeah, I'm stripping down the castigator. I'm
Cool.
looking for. I'm not doing a thorough check, but I am looking through. I just don't want to burn it. I'm going to burn his body.
yeah, that's fine. In terms of equipment,
Burn all of the bodies.
in terms of
But
equipment,
I just
from the
want to. I want to take off all the bad stuff. Yeah.
Castigator has scale nail, if you want it. A repeating hand crossbow that is a hand crossbow without the loading property. There is one more smoke bomb on there. There is then their two primary weapons. There is the Castigator Spear, which is a glaive of incredibly ornate design, decorated to look like a dragon running across its blade, and has the symbol of the Castigators in the pommel. And a black jade spike, which is a stiletto-like knife made out of black jade. Tauri, you were going through the others? Chris also.
I think we were doing it together. I think we were doing it all together. So like.
I've got the castigator stuff written down. I'll
Chris,
take
you
that.
also find a pouch containing 13 gold and 10 silver on the Castigator. Going through the others, the Blue Dragonborn in full armor doesn't really have much on them. A small pouch containing 5 gold is on them. A flail of particularly decent design, but nothing beyond that. The hunter, crossbowman, again, not much. Their primary thing is this crossbow that you know is capable of firing silently, and also contains 2 chain-wrapped crossbow bolts that are capable of pinning a creature to the ground. They aren't carrying any money, by the looks of it. And then the last thing to go through is the dwarf.
Who seems to have the most interesting stuff?
All of their acid flasks are gone. You do find 1 glass canister that seems to be containing like a black liquid that slightly defies gravity, like it roils in the space. It's somewhere between a smoke and a liquid. And you also find 2 of those metal balls that they threw. I'll obviously give you details in a moment. You also find 2 other things on them. None of this stuff is... Yeah, you don't necessarily know what all of this stuff does. You'll need to identify it. But you find 3 small, throwing darts, each one tipped with a head of black jade. And lastly is their harness. You should note down is an exorcist harness that is this kind of leather jerkin studded also with black jade. Each of those jade bits are bonded by iron, like chain iron connecting all of the jade. And they have on them 7 gold and 7 silver.
So 7 gold pieces and 7 silver.
Yeah. Doesn't look like these guys necessarily have to carry a lot of gold because people kind of just give them room and
Give
board.
them what they demand.
Yeah. And that is what you find. And
I'll
assuming
take everything.
assuming there is nothing else, the townspeople stay away from the town hall, but you are fairly confident people are aware as to what you are doing and what has happened here. But no one wants to get involved in people who just killed castigators for fear of their own lives. Not to mention, they all just had a bad experience in the town hall as well. And so you are left to your own devices in the town hall. Which
I
is
build
where...
a pyre.
Go.
I was just going to say I build a pyre outside the town hall, almost to make sure no one comes disturb us as well, to throw bodies on and then just kind of stare off into the distance as if I've had to do this before throwing onto a pyre.
I do just have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Townspeople were the command that they were given by Amhrain.
Yes?
Was that delayed because he told them to go and tell his story everywhere, if I remember rightly?
You are aware that many people of the town, you possibly would have seen, were loading up carts and pack animals and the like and heading out of town. It does seem that it wasn't a complete instant exodus, but a number have already left, others seem to be
It wasn't drop everything, they leave straight away.
Yes. For basically...
It was closer to like a suggestion sort of.
Yeah, more like a Gaius spell, where it's just like, you really have to do this, and every time you delay it is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Balrick, as you look out over the town with the view from the town hall, the catching light of the funeral pyre you have next to you, you catch, standing on the shores of the lake, the figure of Amhrain staring wistfully into the waters. Clearly also not to themselves. But we'll leave the party tending to their wounds, falling asleep exhausted in the town hall. The fires in the town hall slowly dwindling down to embers, providing just enough warmth as the cold of late autumn begins to set in. And we will zoom away under the light of the full moon. Well, I hope you enjoyed this chapter. We will continue telling this story next time. But until then, see you later.